Okay, so it's an easy win, Gargi. We everybody thought 200. Even I mean, I left Eden Gardens
Yeah.
when everybody was telling me, "Arey Boryada, what is going on? ये तो 10 overs खत्म हो जाएगा, क्या हो जाएगा?" I mean, everybody came to Eden Gardens thinking 200, 200, 200. 65,000 people at the Eden Gardens for this game. Not one seat left. When I left, people were still, I mean, no one was wanting to leave because they wanted to watch. I left around the eighth, ninth over because I knew it will take me 10 minutes to come back home. But 65,000 for a normal T20 game, chock a block. Only the DJ should have played some better music. It was pretty bad. So two things, but the DJ should have played some better music, and the second thing was maybe the food could have been better. Otherwise, India had the perfect game. Abhishek Sharma, talk about it.
I mean, this is nothing new. One second. That's an echo. Yeah. So, every time Abhishek Sharma steps out on the field, this is exactly what I expect from him, because these are the kind of innings that we've seen so far in domestic cricket, in the IPL as well. He's someone who goes all guns blazing, and I've always sort of equated him with a Yashasvi Jaiswal sort of batter. He's always been batting like this, and the way that he batted today, I think one of the finest displays in T20 cricket for a youngster to come in and bat like that, especially when there's so much pressure at the opening position with the Yashasvi Jaiswal doing so well, with the Sanju Samson doing well. I think this innings will be remembered by the selectors, and it will help him cement his place in the Indian team. You're on mute. Just a second.
I'll do it. So, the toss was very important, Gargi. From over number five, there was due. I was in one of the corporate boxes, and when I was standing, if that railing, one could feel droplets of water. If you came outside where the car was parked, and I just put my hand on the grass to see how much dew, there was a lot of dew. There was a lot of dew. From around over number eight, one could see towels. Everybody, look at what Surya Kumar Yadav has in his hand. And I told Devashish to take that photo. Look what Varun has. Look at this. Look at this. I told Devashish to take those photos because they had 10 sets of people. I don't know if you were able to see it on television. There were 10 sets of people, and Shujan Mukherjee, the curator, was standing right in front of the England dugout from where the batters were coming out. And the moment they went to a drinks break, and he was gesticulating immediately that from all parts, so from the High Court end, there were four different sets of people, and the clubhouse end, there were 4 5 different sets of people, about 8 9 people at one go with ropes, trying to work out on the dew. So that much dew, 10 sets of people working on the dew, and if you win such a toss, Varun Chakravarti came good, Ravi Bishnoi came good. Of course, Ashdeep Singh picking those wickets at the very start. So from the very first over, when you got Phil Salt, I thought India took control. But a word on Ashdeep Singh, I thought he was extremely impressive.
And that's what you expect out of an Arshdeep Singh at this point, don't you? He's been in the Indian setup for some time now. You want him to not be a rookie. You want him to take responsibility and bowl the way that he's bowled today. 2 wickets, great economy. I think he was the least expensive bowler out of the Indian bowling lineup, and this is what you expect out of an Arshdeep Singh. He was, I think, really great today. That was a brilliant display of his skill. And going forward, if this is the consistency that we see from an Arshdeep Singh, I think his IPL season was also quite decent and he performed well. If this is the consistency that we're seeing out of Arshdeep Singh, I don't see long before he's a regular stay in the team, because he's the kind of skill set you need. You need a left armer, you need a
Highest wicket taker in the T20 World Cup for India. He was the
yeah,
highest wicket taker in the T20 World Cup. So
exactly.
he is your go-to bowler as far as T20 cricket is
Absolutely.
concerned. He was brilliant. Yes, with a Jasprit Bumrah there, people did not give him the credit that much, but 17 or so wickets in that T20 World Cup in the US and the Caribbean. In
No
every
small
game,
feat.
he picked up two or three. Every game. So the
Yeah.
consistency you're talking about in terms of picking wickets today also. If you see that the first wicket of Phil Salt, that was a beautiful delivery. The ball jumped, kicked, bounced, and Phil Salt was in no position to play that shot, and it just skied, and Sanju Samson took a dolly. The wicket of Ben Duckett. Again, I mean, Ben Duckett, the bat turned in his hand and he was trying to play towards mid wicket, and the ball went over cover. Rinku Singh and Hardik Pandya at one point in time, again, I don't know how much you were able to follow on telly. There could have been a clash. Both were coming at each other. Good call. Hardik Pandya stayed back. Rinku Singh took that catch. So I thought that first spell of Arshdeep Singh was tremendous. But a word on Varun Chakravarti. I mean, Varun Chakravarti making that point, that Champions Trophy. We were talking about Varun the other day, but he's not been picked for the Champions Trophy. But he made a point today. 3 wickets, bowled beautifully. Even the runs that were scored, if you see, Harry Brook got an edge, couple of edges which went for boundary. I thought it was an excellent display by Varun Chakravarti.
He's the one we've been calling a mystery spinner for some time now, and that's him, right? The Varun Chakravarti, same bowler, right? I'm not talking about someone else,
Yeah, yeah,
right? It
absolutely.
was him that was called the mystery spinner, and there was so much hype about him when he first came to the circuit. But you're right, he has been incredible tonight as well, especially on that wicket, and with the due as well. It was important for Indian bowlers to take control, and the Indian bowling lineup was in control. And after that first or second partnership, you didn't really see any partnerships going, and Varun Chakravarti, I think, had a huge role to play in that. But I think these T20, when you look at the T20 setup, it looks like a well-rounded bowling lineup, unlike what we've seen in the recent past from the Indian team. I think it gives you immense positivity when you look at this team, when you look at these youngsters coming in and performing this way. It's great.
Look at the skill sets. Varun Chakravarti, mystery. I mean, that kind of flipper, that delivery. Ravi Bishnoi, conventional leg spin but fastish. Anil Kumble mold. So again, variety. Aksar Patel, very conventional left arm spin. So you have leg spin. You have that Varun Chakravarti kind of spin with basically the Sunil Narayan variety, top spin and flipper and all of those balls. With Aksar Patel, you have the genuine left arm. Hardik Pandya and Arshdeep Singh left arm, Hardik Pandya. You did not even need Nitish Kumar Reddy. You did not need Nitish Kumar Reddy. You did not need Abhishek Sharma, for example. So you have enough and more variety in that T20 lineup in terms of bowling. And you did not play Mohammad Shami. A lot of people were asking me about fitness. It was not fitness. It was a tactical call. They read the pitch well. They won the toss. They went ahead. It was a good call, and they won the game. Ultimately, it's about winning the match. Yes, the Eden Gardens crowd was disappointed. So was I, because Mohammad Shami gave this match context. Having said that, the Indians went out there like a very well-oiled unit to win the game, and they did. So credit to them. I was very keen on seeing how the batters approach it. First over, Sanju Samson circumspect against Jofra Archer, and the moment they went to Gus Atkinson, he just took off. And after that 22 run over, England was nowhere. So this is the new template, Gargi. Attack from ball go, put pressure. This is what India would not do earlier. They would play conventional kind of cricket. Now, ball go, they attack Gus Atkinson, they attack Mark Wood, they attack the bowlers. I thought they were excellent. Overall, if you have to sum up, I
Yeah.
don't think there are too many boxes which are missing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You don't see you I mean, in let's phrase it this way, that in white ball cricket, especially in T20 cricket, you see a very well-rounded team, and you see a team that contributes equally. You're not seeing one or two flashes of brilliance from either a bowler or a batter. You're seeing a team performance. Look at the way that the Indian bowlers picked up the wickets today. I thought there was great pressure from both ends, and the way that everyone kept picking wickets in quick intervals. That's what you need in T20 cricket, and especially when you talk about that aggressive template. I like the fact that it's not forced. It's not something that everyone does. Everyone has to go out and bat out of their skins or something like that. It's a natural game to these youngsters. Abhishek Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Sanju Samson also bats pretty aggressively. But when you look at Abhishek today batting with a strike rate of close to 250, I think that's just the kind of aggressor you need at the top. And that's the kind of opening partnerships, or an opening batter who throws the opposition off the game. So this is something, I love that the team looks so natural. Of course, it's the first game. You still have to wait and watch how they do in the entire series. But at the same time, this is a winning team. and you know things are working for India when it comes to T20.
I totally agree. I mean, I agree because if I see that side, for example, Surya Kumar Yadav, the kind of field changes that Surya Kumar Yadav was doing, he was hurrying people up, he was running so that the timing was kept between overs. One could see from, he was fielding at mid off at one point. He was literally running to the bowler towards the end. I can tell you, Arshdeep Singh bowled the 19th over and Surya literally ran to him and instructed him to go fast and get it done so that India was okay with the over rate. Hardik Pandya, he pushed Hardik Pandya. I thought it was a unit that looked what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. So that kind of unit, and overall it was excellent. I mean, no point except maybe that Joss Butler brief point after the second over, when Joss Butler and Harry Brook were going for about 5-6 overs when England was in control. They hit a few sixes and few boundaries. And the moment Varun Chakravarti picked Harry Brook and picked Liam Livingston in quick succession, after that, England never recovered. Let's take some questions. Boria said, didn't you go to see the match in Eden Gardens? Absolutely, I did. I left around over number 8, Anurag. Yeah, and by the way, we had a good time because the Mohun Bagan coach and the players were also there. Jose Molina was there, Manveer Singh was there, Deepak Tangri was there. So we were all together in one of those corporate boxes. Everybody was there. So yes, I did go. Had a chance to meet Jhulan. Her stand got inaugurated. So congratulations, Jhulan Goswami. And yes, did go. And India were think, what is this? Not a single team has the world has the luxury of having such quality spinners as well as pacers that India have. Gargi, take that. Shayantan Sengupta.
1.4 billion people in the country, and cricket is the biggest sport with the most competition. Every alleyway, every household, you'll find a cricketer there. So it's something that comes with the amount of competition that you have, that the 11 that you see finally playing for India, it's creme de la creme. I mean, with the competition that you have in the domestic circuit, even even at the school level, even at the under 14, under 16, under 19 level, you have so much competition that whoever ends up in that jersey is going to be one of the best cricketers you've ever seen in your life. So uh, you know like you said, we have the luxury of having an immense pool of talent.
Jofra Archer's asking your question. Take that.
he's he's giving a press conference in Rep Sports. Our batters disappointed big. I gave it my all in bowling. Well played, Abhishek Sharma. This is-
Jofra, well played. You bowled well. You bowled with pace. You bowled with pace. You bowled with venom. Trust me.
Bharat
But
Bharat will analyze Jofra's bowling.
come on, Bharat, take this. Jofra says our batters disappointed big time. He's talking to you, Bharat.
Yes, obviously he's a hostile fast bowler. The good part about him is he went obviously round the wicket to Abhishek Sharma, which other bowlers didn't do. But he gets that little bit of kick. So he was that one bowler who was really troubling the Indian batters because he gets that little bit of kick from short of a length, which obviously can trouble a lot of batters.
But I need to get both of you guys to Eden Gardens to watch a game with
We
me. I mean,
have.
I know you all have gone and watched some World Cup games, but that's different. I mean, I wasn't going at that point because of my band.
Right.
But come with me to Eden Gardens. Come with me to Eden Gardens because it's a different thing. Next time, whenever the IPL, I must get you guys with me to Eden Gardens and watch a game together. And in Lucknow, in
Honestly,
Sanjeev.
just one second. Honestly, I've never met Sir in person, so
Yeah, this
You
is something
haven't?
you must do, Bharat. But again,
What?
the problem is yeah, Bharat has not met me. I mean, Bharat is again disappearing. He's going to Dubai for the Champions Trophy, so he will not be there at the conclave. The only thing is, if India loses, then we will fly Bharat straight to the conclave. But let's not hope India will, we'll all hope India will win. Because then you can report an Indian Champions Trophy win, Bharat, rather than wanting to meet me. Getting to meet me will happen 100 times. But let's take some more questions. What is this guy saying? Okay. Do you think Gambhir is more comfortable with T20 team rather than the Test team? Gargi?
Again, the same point I made in the morning. This is a winning team, so you don't have to put in a lot of work there. This is not a team in transition or a team that requires a lot of work. They're already a winning side. They've just won the T20 World Cup. So it's not a team that's struggling. So obviously, you get the perception that Gautam Gambhir is having an easier time here because the team's winning. Obviously, if this was a losing side, you wouldn't make the same comment.
I
So
will.
that's just the difference.
Yeah, I will
Bharat?
disagree slightly there,
Wow.
just slightly, because see, I'm not very sure about this side being not being in transition because Rohit Sharma, Kohli, Jadeja, and all retired
I mean,
after that.
apart from that as well, where is the team struggling? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that is obviously true. I'm just talking about the transition thing. The thing is, see, if a team is losing all these leagues, controversies, everything comes out, and the atmosphere of the team also would be quite bad. But this team, as you noticed, as you observed, this team is actually winning. When the team is winning, you would see banter, you would see laughter, even not just on the field, even during practice, even off the field. And that is, I think, the hallmark of this side under Surya Kumar Yadav. This seem to be gelling well, and there seems to be a lot of laughter, a lot of banter around. So that's a clear sign that this team is winning.
I was telling Gargi before you joined, Bharat, that Surya's body language is something I absolutely loved. He was running from mid off to the bowler. If the bowler was fielding at fine leg, he was running there and crossing and fit, and he was urging the bowlers to keep time, making changes in the field. He was completely in control. He didn't get runs today, Surya Kumar Yadav, but as a captain, he was very much in the game. Even Hardik Pandya was fielding at long on and long off, and every time the ball came to him, he was involved. Akshar Patel, Hardik Pandya. I mean, the fact that Hardik Pandya isn't vice captain, I did not think has impacted him, and I like that. I like that because I was trying to observe these little things. I genuinely think these are good signs for Indian cricket. But Bharat, kind of disappointed with England a little bit. Liam Livingstone, international cricket, T20s, not the same kind of impact as in franchise. Thoughts?
Yeah, I guess they tried to look for 200, but if you look at the conditions at that time, they might have tried for 170 or 180. That could have at least got them to a decent score, though with the due around, it could have been very tough for them. But as far as Livingstone is concerned, it has been a long time. Everyone thought he would succeed in T20 World Cup 2021. He didn't do well. Even in 2022 T20 World Cup in England, won. Livingstone didn't do well, and the same was the case in 2024. So somehow it's not working. And if you notice Joe Root has been scoring runs in SAT 20 and even taking wickets with his off break. So he might be thinking, why am I not a better player than someone like Livingstone? At least if you consider T20Is, I know Livingstone has a good record in T20s in the IPL and all. But at least in T20Is, maybe Joe Root also would be thinking, maybe I can get in. I think the problem with the England setup today was they didn't pick Varun Chakravarti. So he's a kind of spinner. I think it's a peak of his powers, and it deserves to be maybe even in the ODS scheme of things the way he's bowling currently, because he's not giving any room. He's sitting high up on the bat, and someone who has the variations and the control now. So he's at the peak of his powers, and England just didn't pick his variations.
Someone asking if I'm sipping whiskey or rum. The truth is, I'm an absolute teetotaler and never had whiskey or rum in my life. This is all I'm having. Our sponsor, thumbs up. So that's the story. Somebody is saying whiskey or rum, not even champagne. England lacked game awareness. Livingston, Bethel, Overton threw their wickets. Good point, Shayantan Sengupta. Gargi, take that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Game awareness, I think they were just going for a very aggressive approach. Batting first, having to set that target with the dew setting in. I think they were trying to go for a very aggressive approach, trying to get as many runs as possible in the power play as well. but it did not. Sometimes it doesn't work out, especially with, of course, we all know the famous baseball template. So they were batting very aggressively and did maybe. I'm not sure if they threw away the wicket or not. Maybe it was a after effect of wanting to get a lot of runs very quickly. But yeah, you're right. You're pretty much right.
I thought, let me ask you both. I thought England also went in that same mindset that this is a 200 wicket,
Yeah,
or maybe at least a
that's what I
180,
think.
190 wicket. And in trying to get that, they lost wicket in clusters. Rather than getting a 160 score, which could have been competitive, or even 165, the problem with this match was England thought about 180, 90, and because they were playing with that mindset, Bharat, they ended up getting all out for 133. And the moment they were all out for 133, I was standing with with Snehashish Ganguly and Sanjeev Goenka, and I said to them, 12, 13, 14 overs, game done. And the crowd was like, people, everybody had come to see a 200 game. The moment England was all out for 130, that tempo dipped, and the DJ was not at his best. He was playing some boring songs. So all of a sudden it became a very boring, and a T20 match, when it becomes boring, is the worst kind of cricket that you can see. Worst, because you know the result, you know this is bogus, there is no skill set really. One team is just completely dominant. Thankfully, Abhishek Sharma played a genuinely good innings, and this should give Abhishek Sharma a hell lot of confidence. Bharat, you want to write about Abhishek tomorrow, but your thoughts on that innings?
Yes. See, Abhishek Sharma is someone I always compare him to Travis Head. I'm talking about the template. I know Travis Head is at the peak of his powers. And Abhishek Sharma, when it comes to Abhishek Sharma, it is just his formative years. But if you look at his template, stand and deliver kind of player, and someone who has that bat speed, it is good at pyrotechnics. It's very similar to Travis Head in that sense. So it was good to see him get that 70 odd. Yes, he takes a lot of risks, premeditates quite a bit, could have been dismissed couple of times. But that is Abhishek Sharma's game, and in T20 cricket, I don't mind someone playing that way at the top of the order, because T20 cricket is now mostly about going for big hits in the power play. So yeah, it was a very good innings, a good timer of the ball, and it was good to see that him getting a score, because in the recent past it's been struggling. In South Africa, he struggled. After that, 100 in Zimbabwe is kind of struggled. So he needed this score. Hopefully, it will boost his confidence.
And you look at this, SD already is saying Gambhir is the best T20 coach and a disappointed test team coach. One win. You won in Perth, my friend. You won in Perth, and then you lost three matches. He's won one match so far in this T20 series. One game. This is where it becomes problematic with Indian cricket fans. Hold on. You've not even won this series. You're saying Gautam is a great T20 coach and a disappointed test coach. Come on, folks. Hold back. Why doesn't Eden Garden host test cricket? Please ask Nihashish Ganguly. It is on the BCCI to give Eden Gardens. It is based on rotation. It is not Eden Gardens saying, I want to host it and going and plucking a mango from the tree and eating it. It's not like that. I think India had good start to T20 series. Hope they perform all five matches. England can come back, though India need to, whatever that means. You want to take that, Gargi? Basically talking about consistency. You won one game, but you have to be consistent for the next, because England is a very good side.
Where is that question? Today. I'm trying to flash it, but I can't find it for some reason.
That was the
You're on
question.
mute.
That's basically consistency.
Okay,
Bhutada, I was in Eden, best stadium in India at the moment. This is true. Eden Gardens under lights is heaven.
beautiful.
Eden
And
Gardens under lights. Yeah, tell me.
what the best part about it is the fact that there's no, I don't think there's any bad angle to that stadium. No matter where you sit, you're going to have a good time. I think that's one of the best. I would say the same about Mohali as well. Kotla, don't get me started on it. You never know whether you'll be sitting in front of a gigantic pillar, or you'll have half the ground blocked by something, some structure. But Eden Gardens, no matter where you sit, I've sat at quite a lot of different places in the past 1 year, and all of them have given me amazing views. So I agree.
I will set a point to it. I will also add Kinaswamy and RCB only when RCB are playing. So much so that when I was going through the Queen's Road, traveling through Queen's Road maybe 7 8 years ago, even then I could hear chants of AB and Kohli. That road was quite a bit far away from the stadium, but still I could hear the chants. So when RCB are playing at Chinnaswamy, especially when Kohli and AB de Villiers were batting, the atmosphere is something else.
Eden Gardens is brilliant, Pyar Bharat. I mean, today what happened was, so Sanjeev Goenka was standing in his box, okay? So all of a sudden, a group of fans started shouting, Rishabh Pant, Rishabh Pant. The moment they started shouting Rishabh Pant, Sanjeev waved at them. Within a second, there was a lot of fans who started shouting KKR, KKR, and started looking at Sanjeev. It was great fun. So these guys shouting Rishabh Pant, and looking at Sanjeev, and the other group started shouting KKR, KKR, KKR. These things, someone's asking, are the female washrooms in Eden Gardens good, boss? How can I answer that? Maybe Gargi and take a stab at that. It is impossible to answer. Did you go? I'll ask Shomishta. Did you go to the washroom at all? No, it was awful. So that's the answer. So, so Eden Gardens good under lights, but air quality is poor. Yeah, it's smog. It's smog, and that is an
Yeah.
unfortunate reality in Delhi and Calcutta.
I mean, I was watching the stream on the broadcaster's stream, and it was really bad. We've got to do something about this. Come on.
It was hazy. It
Yeah,
was
it was
hazy.
really
When we
hazy.
came out, there was a lot of dust when you went. But Eden Gardens under lights is a spectacular sight. That's the charm. 65,000 people, good weather, very nice weather. Hardly not warm, not hot at all. Great weather to watch cricket in that sense. As an RCB fan, I'm getting shivers seeing how our guys in England perform today. Bharat, take that. Your RCB colleague.
Yeah, so only one game it is. So let us not think much about it because Chinnaswamy, obviously, the conditions also would be somewhat different. Flat pitches, and expect someone like Livingstone to do well, especially in T20 cricket, because his performances in the IPL is somewhat better compared to his performances for England in T20I. So not very sure one can compare what he does in T20Is to what he does in T20s because he's been struggling for England in World Cups, especially in big tournaments in T20Is for a period of time. And Bethel is still a young player, looked impressive in New Zealand, and it's just 2021, so might take a few games to understand the conditions, Indian conditions.
Okay, somebody's asking, are you guys only taking paid questions? Not at all, Mudit. Ask anything. We don't care about paid questions. This
There
is
are
not
no
one of
paid
the
questions.
sites. So, and don't
First
worry
of
about
all,
such stupidity. No paid wait. Just ask. Any news on Shami? He's fine. GG era super. Did you say this after the Australia series or after one match? Everything has changed. GG involvement. Camon laglo boryada. Hello. This is the problem. Gargi mentioned this in the morning. A happy dressing room is a winning dressing room. The moment you win, Gautam Gambhir best coach. The moment you lose, Gautam Gambhir should be kicked out. Indian cricket. Okay, GG Ira, super. Final question before I go. Impact rule is must in T20 cricket international. Gargi, why? Why should there be international impact rule?
absolutely not. It should be removed from domestic cricket as well. That's my opinion. Because what are you doing? How will you facilitate the growth of or the manufacture of all rounders if you have an impact rule? That makes no sense. You will bat second and you will get in a batter. It's so predictable, first of all. You It doesn't make any sense because if you're going to have an impact rule for the sake of the entertainment of the game like in the IPL, you should not be able to give out your impact sub at the beginning of the match. If anything, it should be a surprise, which makes things more interesting. But after a certain point, I think after the impact rule was introduced in IPL, after the first couple of games, you could tell who the impact sub was going to be. It was always, it always dependent on the toss, and as soon as the toss happened, you'd guess कि अरे यही तो होगा impact sub. अगर बैटिंग सेकंड कर रहे तो ये आ जाएगा, बैटिंग पहले कर रहे तो ये आ जाएगा. It's so predictable. And the second thing is, obviously, you completely disregard all rounders. So what's the point of that?
I thought Washington Sundar was done a lot of disservice because of this impact player rule. Washington Sundar is a glaring example. Team combination, fire, yeah, good team combination. Update on Shami, I don't think there's any issue. I will invite you to have dal bati churma. Okay, do that. Bharat, take this question. Do you think the same old will happen again? Everyone will forget the red ball performance with white ball dominance and BGT and England series and all that. Basically, white ball will mask the red ball deficiency. Bharat.
Not very sure because these days, not very sure because these days bilateral series, white ball bilateral series are kind of forgotten quite easily. Even this particular T20, maybe 2 3 days after, no one will really remember. So I don't think people will forget that series loss to Australia and also the series loss to New Zealand. But yes, with IPL around, when the IPL comes, then I guess people will kind of forget what exactly happened 4 5 months ago. But yes, India have some issues in Test cricket. There are some deficiencies. There are some holes. This is India are going through a transition phase. But for the moment, I don't think people have forgotten that loss to Australia. So maybe around the time of IPL, if India win the Champions Trophy, then if India win against Pakistan, Champions Trophy, then people might forget.
Yeah, Bharat will go and report that game, and God forbid if India loses, he will see some mayhem outside that Dubai stadium. It is incredible. That is one stadium where you might just have more Pakistan supporters, because I've covered multiple matches in that stadium, India Pakistan, huge number of Pakistan supporters. Let's take a couple more and close. Why NK are playing if he did not bowl? Not every day will everybody have to bowl and bat. I mean, India bowled extremely well. You got them all out for 130. What more do you want, my friend? Uh, Vian Singh, Gargi, take this question and let's close the show. It's been 30 odd minutes now, 10:35. I still need to have dinner because did not have food at the Eden Gardens. Jaiswal is the best T20 batter, must bat at 3. Take that.
Jaiswal is the best T20 batter, must bat at 3. Samson, Abhishek, Jaiswal, Surya, Tilak, Hardik. I still think Jaiswal is better at the top. Because who else is going to step out and hit someone for a 6 if not Jaiswal? We've seen him do that multiple times. He's the perfect opening batter. He negates a new ball so well. And he's the kind of batter who puts the pressure back on the opposition. So that's what you need from an opening batter. Now, all I'm thinking is Jaiswal, Abhishek Sharma. Can you have that sort of combination at the top for India? Maybe not, but Jaiswal, I think, needs to stay at the opening position, not number 3.
This one had a joke, so he doesn't want our vice captain Akshar Patel in it.
Yes, Saksar
Vice
Patel during
captain.
World Cup, correct. Rinku
Vice
will play at
captain.
7 for sure. Everybody who performs will play. It is nobody who's going to take a position for granted. Abhishek Sharma today performed. Everybody has to perform. That's the whole point. Nobody will play for sure. This whole Rinku will play for at 7 for sure doesn't happen. He performs, absolutely he will play. What we can do to avoid a Prithvi Shaw to Jaiswal? Head, boss, head. Prithvi Shaw and Jaiswal aren't the same. Jaiswal, from what we've seen so far in the last 3 4 years, head, he's fine. Prithvi Shaw unfortunately did not do justice to his talent. Imagine what kind of talent that man had. And I'm still not ruling him out. If he sorts his head out, he can still come back. How old is he? He's nothing. He's 25, 26 years old. He can still come back and have a good 7 8 years of cricket if he sorts his head out. Let's close the show. We'll be back tomorrow. Where is Gill? Gill is going to play Ranji Trophy. You don't. He's in Bharat's city, I think, right?
Yes,
Gill
yes,
is
yes.
playing Ranji Trophy tomorrow in your city. Correct. So Bharat will go and cover Gill. Gargi will go and cover Kohli in 4 days' time, and Naman will cover Rohit Sharma tomorrow. Bharat, if you can, you must go and watch Shubman Gill at the Chinnaswamy.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
will
that's
go.
what Gill is. So all
Only
of us
one
will,
stand is
will, will
open.
cover domestic cricket. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bharat.
I will go. Yeah, I will go tomorrow.
100%. All of us will. So that's where Gil is. Let's close the show because we've got to do plenty more tomorrow. First thing in the morning, join us again. Shomik's copy is already up. Shomik's filing his report from the venue. And Devashish will obviously send more photographs, which we will also put out. So our coverage continues. By the way, I was disappointed today with Sindhu's loss. 1913 ahead, screwing it up and losing 22-20 the first game, 21-12 against the world number 38. This is a problem with Sindhu these days. Absolutely no consistency, and that's a problem. So it has been a kind of disappointing day in badminton. and excellent from India as far as T20 cricket is concerned. Gargi Raut, Bharat Ramraj, thank you very much for joining me. To people who joined us and watched, thank you. Much to do tomorrow. For the moment, that's all we have. Do join us, subscribe, and ring your notification bell. Thanks for watching.